Hey guys, it's your host Ali and welcome to Comic Space where we talk everything Marvel and MCU. And the official teaser for the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has been released and I wasn't expecting it. I was actually expecting Quantum Mania, anything related to Quantum Mania but not Guardians. And to my surprise again, teaser is packed with totally new footage. It is nothing like what was shown at Comic Con and D23. We have an exclusive look at High Evolutionary, Adam Warlock, and also a new character that I am very thrilled and very happy to see. Trailer is filled with Easter eggs and references, and there's a lot of stuff to break down. So let's dive into it straight away. In the beginning, we see Guardians and the new ship, which is a gigantic ship, which is way used than their old one, and they also have new suit which resembles their comic suits. We saw lots of comic accurate suits in the phase 4 and we are also going to see in the phase 5. Guardians then arrives on a planet which is very similar to planet Earth. The houses and the people are also dressed up as humans. And we hear Peter's voice in the background saying, "We've been gone for a while," mentioning Snap. Most of the Guardians were snapped by Thanos, and Marvel Studios and James Gunn did all the catching up they needed to do before Volume 3 in the Guardians Holiday Special. If you haven't watched Guardians Holiday Special, there are a few things that you need to know. Guardians bought Nowhere and they are actually rebuilding it and making it a better place for trading and people to live. They work as mercenaries when they are not saving Galaxy or the universe. Peter and Mantis are brother and sisters and they did all the explaining in the holiday special, so they don't have to do all that in the movie and waste time to explaining all that. When Guardians arrive on this planet, they does not get welcome they were expecting. They start with very rough page, and this planet is a big part of the movie cause it is controlled by High Evolutionary, the main villain of the movie. High Evolutionary is played by Chakudi Ahuji. And remember, High Evolutionary is the one who cyber engineered Rocket, which brings us to the next scene where we see Rocket's origin for a split second. And we also see a hand reaching for him, which is probably High Evolutionary's. High Evolutionary is the person who Rocket is always pissed about. We got to see that in Volume 1 and so as in Volume 2. He is always pissed about High Evolutionary. And James Gunn did stated he wanted to finish Rocket's story arc with Volume 3. Then we have a couple of shots featuring Gamora, and the trailer that was shown at Comic Con, we learned that Gamora is the leader of the Ravagers now, which is not shown in the teaser, but it is not the Gamora that we know, and Peter knew it for so long. It is Gamora from the 2014 timeline. And the main timeline, Gamora was sacrificed by Thanos on Vormir. So Guardians and Gamora are going to need time to get each other with again, cause Gamora doesn't know Guardians. In her timeline, Guardians doesn't even exist and Guardians doesn't know this Gamora. But she is helping them and she is with them as we move forward. In the teaser, next we see Guardians in a place which looks to be a prison. And Rocket and Nebula are missing from the scene and Drax is being badly hurt. Rocket and Nebula are going to try to break them out of the prison, and as we know, Rocket is the master of prison breaks. And then we have Adam Warlock, and he does have a gem in his head just like the comics. In the comics, High Evolutionary is the one who gave the gem to Adam Warlock while he was working on an artificial planet called Counter Earth. Counter Earth is the planet that we see in the beginning of the teaser where Guardian arrives. In the comics, High Evolutionary is the one who added Warlock to Adam Warlock's names. He is the one who gave him the gemstone. In the comics, it was actually Soul Stone, as we know that Infinity Stones have been destroyed and they no longer exist in the 616 continuity. It probably could be an artificial Infinity Stone, that was just a guess. It probably could be a totally different thing. Next we have a shot featuring High Evolutionary and he is observing someone in an hamster wheel. Then we have a scene featuring Quill and he is just crying top of his lung. He looks like he is in serious pain. So one of the thing could be he is probably looking at someone who's been experimented, or he is the one who is getting experimented by High Evolutionary. Now let's talk about a new character that we get to see in the teaser and I talked about earlier in the video, and that is Lyla, which is girlfriend of Rocket from the comics. And as of Rocket, she was also experimented by High Evolutionary. That's why she looks like an otter and Rocket looks like a raccoon. And we actually got a mention of Lyla in the volume 1. Rocket's whole story arc is going to be complete in the volume 3. James Gunn himself has stated that in several occasions, and that's the character he wanted to complete his story. The whole premise of volume 3 is to complete everybody's story and complete everyone's story arc. And this is the last one. I am pretty sure there will be another Guardians movie, hopefully there will be. But I don't think so this is going to be a volume 4, or this is going to be the same team as it is. I am very excited for volume 3 and really looking forward to Guardians volume 3 and all the emotional damage that the movie is gonna leave on all of us. Well, that's it for today's guys, but be make sure to grab the subscribe button before you go so you can have all the updates regarding Marvel and MCU. You can follow Comic Space on Instagram also, where you can have all the updates way before I make detailed videos on them. Well, this is your host Adi signing off. See you in the next one.